Good evening. Hello, test. Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I know we are, some folks are just now getting served, but the rest of us are done eating, so we're going to get started. But feel free to continue to eat and enjoy yourselves and enjoy your company and the meal. And I just want to get things started. This is a very exciting evening. This is the best evening in the year for the Y. To be able to thank these people that give so much to the Y, give of themselves in such a great way. So we're going to get started. I have a few remarks. They'll be brief. And then we'll get to the meat of the evening. So first and foremost, we have some thank yous. And I'd like to, first of all, there's a couple of folks in the community that have been real friends of the Y, have helped us do a lot of great things for families and kids. The first is SunTrust Bank, and I think Nick is here somewhere with SunTrust. Nick, where are you? You behind the, oh, there you go. Thank you so much. Also, the Herald Tribune. Is anyone here from the Herald tonight? Anyone? If you'd stand, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, go ahead, Jackie. You get it. We have a couple of pieces of hardware for you guys to take back and to commemorate this evening and our appreciation for you. Both the Herald Tribune and SunTrust Bank stand by us to do one of the main things is Healthy Kids Day every year. And so they really supported us this year for Healthy Kids Day, and I know that they will probably do that in the future too. How many of you guys made it to Healthy Kids Day this year? Raise your hand if you made it to Healthy Kids Day. It's a great event. I hope you all come next year. It's in April, and it's down on the Riverwalk in Bradenton. It's a great event, and we really appreciate being able to do that for the community. It's a lot of fun. And then there are people here that have these little flowers on, and if you have a flower, I'd like for you just to stand for a moment and be recognized. Anyone that has a flower, just for fun. Give these people a round of applause. Folks these folks give significant amounts of money to the Y and the mission every year. They give a minimum of $1,000 every year to the mission of the Y, and we couldn't do what we do without them. The YMCA gives about $500,000 a year away in scholarships to families and children to be in the programs that many of you guys lead. And they wouldn't be able to be in those programs if it weren't for the Y and the generosity that we show for folks that need help financially. So you guys that give each year, I can tell you, you are blessing thousands of people throughout our community, and I want to say thank you on their behalf. Also, there are folks that don't get enough thanks ever, and they are the people that serve volunteer capacity on our advisory boards and on the board of directors. These folks would probably on some days wish they were volunteering to teach a swim lesson rather than listen to myself or Jim Purdy drone on about other things in the Y. But you guys are policy volunteers and our leaders in our branches. The work that you do, and to us as staff, I can tell you what it does for us. When we go to board meetings and we're able to interact with you guys are able to look at what the Y is doing from your perspective and through your lens of leadership in the community. I can tell you it really blesses us to no end. The staff leaders in the Y and having that partnership and having that collaboration with the leaders in our branches, the advisory board and board of directors. And if you serve in that capacity, I'd like for you to stand right now and we could recognize you and give you a round of applause for thanks. Other sponsors that are always with us, of course, METV, who is recording this event for broadcast tonight. Public supermarkets, public charities, they're fantastic supporters of the Y. And then also, let's give our servers a round of applause here with Polo Grill. Last but not least, the biggest thanks that I have to give in the room tonight is to my wife, Colleen, who's sitting over there going, oh my gosh, I wish he would just hurry up. What is he talking about now? No, she's very supportive, and I wouldn't be able to do anything without her. So everybody give Colleen Allison a round of applause, please. This is our seventh volunteer recognition event. 7 years ago, we started this event and wondered where it was going to go. Was it going to be something that we could do every year and it would stick? And absolutely, it's been an amazing thing what it's done for the Y, what it's done for our Corps volunteers. And you can see that there are certain things in the Y that just never ever change. Certain things that never change. The fact that the Y needs volunteers never changes. The Y will always be volunteer-led. The Y will always be values-driven, always. It'll always concentrate on values, teaching values, upholding values in the community, and it'll always be accessible to everyone. Those three things never, ever change. The mission of the Y to put Christian principles into practice through programs that build healthy spirit, minds, and bodies, that will never change. That's a constant. But over the last 7 years, there's been a lot of different types of changes in the Y. We've grown, we've expanded, we're serving more people now than we ever have. We have, the Y has, in the last 7 years, has gone to battle in the community, looking at taking on huge challenges in the community and taking them on without any fear and taking them on because it was the right thing to do. The Y will continue to do that. There's been a lot of change, though. And change is marked out by time, and time measures that change. It's really an interesting phenomenon. We all talk about seasons and how seasons change. We don't talk about that as much as they do in Michigan or in Minnesota. Minnesota, they love to talk about the seasonal change. I spent a few days there, and that's all we talked about when I met people of what's changing tomorrow about the weather and what was it like yesterday. We don't talk about seasonal change so much here, but I think we all go through seasons of change. Individually, we go through seasons of change. You know, we were once all just dependent upon our mom and our dad. We once went through those terrible teenage years, and we go through changes in our life. You see that happening all the time, and those changes are marked by events that are good, events that are challenging. But to get through those times of change, you really have to continue to focus on the things that will never change, the things that are immutable, the things that we can always count on, to always be there, always giving us guidance, always giving us direction, always giving us strength. And in an organization such as this, 7 years from now, I'm going to be able to stand here, God willing, and the creek don't rise, as they say, to look out on another new crop of volunteers who somebody may be joining the Y tomorrow with a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they want to put them in soccer. And a program director is going to walk up to him and say, hey, I noticed you have your kids in soccer for the first time. I said, yeah, I'm real excited about it. Then the next question will come, have you ever coached soccer? And they will say, no. Say, it's real easy. We need a coach. And it's those kinds of people that join the Y, and it's those kinds of people that say yes, and it's those kinds of people that are sitting out here today. That will never change, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the season of change that the Y is in right now. We've gone through seasonal shift at the Bradenton branch, and what we're about to do at the Bradenton branch is just going to blow your mind. Beginning in January, we're actually an organization that's going to cut our membership prices and improve our service. And we're doing that because there's been a season of change in their service area. We recognize it, and we need to get on board with it. We've had a lot of change this year. Many people are here with our youth football program. We merged with PAL because it was the right thing to do. They had their numbers were dropping off of their program. Those kids and families wanted a good, healthy program and a good experience for their kids. So when they talked to us, it was the right thing to do. Now, was it perfectly done? Of course not. We did it like a week before the season started, but it was the right thing to do. Now, we can weather the difficulty of change. We can weather the different seasons that come our way if we stay focused on the immutable, if we stay focused on the constants, if we stay focused on what is the mission of the Y, what are we supposed to do here in Manatee County, how are we supposed to serve people. Those things is what gets us through. Those are the things that got us from last year's volunteer award dinner to this year's volunteer award dinner. Those are the things that are going to get us to next year's volunteer award dinner, and the next, and the next, and the next. So that's my message for you guys. Stay focused on those things that won't change. And thank you for the applause, the fellow in the back. Generally, when they sit in the back corner, they're not even listening. And so I just want to recognize you. Thank you very much. Earlier I went by and he gave me his drink order for the entire table. I guess he's just trying to get my attention to step up and get that stuff for them. So, but without any further ado, I want to introduce to you Director of Operations, Manatee County Y, Mr. Jim Purdy.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing tonight? Boy, what a great dinner. Was that a pork chop? That was really good. I was expecting chicken, but hey, I got outclassed. First of all, thank you all for being here. Sean, those were beautiful remarks. Kyle, invocation, awesome. Joey, the opening, spectacular. Okay, night's over. No. Did want to, hey, stop it out there. Hey, we're going to kind of change up the program a little bit tonight, and I think this is really going to be cool because last year I went through all of the volunteers, and honest to goodness, guys, many of them I didn't know. I certainly appreciated their efforts and their hard work, but this year we're actually going to ask the program directors to come up and introduce their volunteer recipient, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, these people are on the fields, in the pools, at your front desk, in your boardrooms, working with kids, adults, just doing and giving out of the goodness of their heart. And that's that's a pretty spectacular achievement. And one common denominator that you'll see is there's not a common denominator. You're going to have, different genders, different age groups. We'll have people who are senior citizens. We'll have teenagers that are up here. We'll have different ethnicities. And that's what's really, really awesome about this. People digging down and doing good. And I think we honor God when we do that, and I think it's something we should all be not only very proud of, but sometimes just take a step back and go, wow, this is the way it works. Scott, can I go ahead and get your group up here? We're going to, first of all, start with the Bradenton branch tonight, and the areas that we're going to cover will be aquatics, childcare, fitness, membership, arts and family, youth sports, and youth activities. And I'm going to go ahead and at this time introduce the new executive, or last year, he was the new executive of the Bradenton branch. He's really seasoned over the last year, Mr. Scott Morin.
Thank you. The things that come out of Jim's mouth. It's interesting, though. Sean was alluding to the Bradenton branch and a lot of the changes that are going on this year, and I know this night's all about the volunteers, but the staff over here have been fantastic this year, and the things they have to do and going forward. And there's one other person that doesn't get to come up here, but he's way in the back, and his name's Lenny Longo. Lenny, if you could stand up real quick. Lenny's one of the professional staff as well. He's doing double duty at Lakewood and property manager. What? Yeah, no, Lenny, you can't speak, sorry. Okay, so we are going to start with the awards, and the first presenter tonight for aquatics is going to be Jackie McMahon.
Well, I think I'll start out just talking a little bit about this type of person, because I think, though very rare, we each know someone like this, someone who is always willing to step up and help, always willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, is scheduled from early in the morning to late at night, and still makes time to come to the Y and volunteer. So this volunteer started volunteering at the Y in aquatics in 2009, and she's only in 11th grade, so you can see she started volunteering early and helps with swim team and swim lessons and whatever needs to be done. She does it with a smile and really a lot of enthusiasm. And without going further, I'd like to recognize Whitney Ackles as the Bradenton Branch Aquatics Volunteer of the Year.
Our next presenter is our program director. I told him I'd loosen him up before he got up here because he's kind of nervous. So yeah, see, he's already excited. Is Mike Alderson? Come on up.
Hello. I've only been with the Y, Manson County Y, for about a year now, and I absolutely love everything about with Manson County Y. So thank you very much for having me up here tonight, Scott. I'm going to announce the Child Care Volunteer of the Year. This Child Care Volunteer of the Year started in the maintenance department, and she worked with Lenny Longo, and she started with help painting the gym and doing stuff around the Y, but she really, really liked working with summer camp. So this year, we had her work summer camp a little bit, and she started teaching dance. She started teaching summer games and other stuff with summer camp. So without further ado, the award for child care goes to Mariah Carrera Giordana. Mariah couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to accept this award on her behalf, and I will give it to her when I see her at the Y next week.
Next up for the fitness award is Jen Hoy.
The next award winner, many of you guys may recognize her from last year because, again, this year no one could really fill her shoes in the fitness department. I was talking to her tonight, and she was kind of sharing with me the story of how she got started in Zumba classes as a member at the Bradenton Branch Y. And she said she was kind of shy, and she kind of stood in the back and, didn't really want to be seen. And now if you attend a Zumba class at the Bradenton Branch or at Lakewood Ranch, you'll see Carolyn Kaiser up there in the front doing her thing, and she's not very shy anymore. So she actually assists our instructor, Esther Forestandi, and she helps with 18 classes a week. between the Bradenton branch and the Lakewood Ranch branch and other places in the community where they teach. So Carolyn Kaiser, we are so happy to have you at our branch and truly appreciate all the work you do.
Thank you, Jen. Oh, this is so great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our next award to be presented will be the Membership Award presented by Chris Putnam.
The Volunteer Award for the Bradenton Branch Membership Department goes to a woman with a kind heart. She has a serving heart. Some words I would use to describe her are happy, vivacious, engaging, perfect for the membership department. Thank you for sharing your enthusiasm and your joy, and for spreading cheer while greeting people by giving tours, checking people in, answering phones, and for being an all-around Y ambassador. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Brenda Reddy.
We're going to call Jen Hoy back up here to present the Arts and Family Award.
This year, we included the arts department in the departmental awards. We have several dance classes at the Bradenton Branch Y, and this next young lady actually started taking dance with me when she was 2 years old in my ballet classes, and it's been a joy to watch her grow up. And recently, she came to me and said, I need volunteer hours for school. What can I do? And I said, would you like to help teach the dance classes? So she gave of her time on Monday evenings, Thursday evenings. She helped through all of the dance camps over the summer, was there every day helping with the kids, and I truly appreciate her. And like I said, it's just been a joy to see her grow up, and it's so fun for me as an instructor to watch her kind of take over the reins, and she's a wonderful instructor. So Lauren Blair for the Arts Department Volunteer of the Year.
We're going to call Mike Alderson back up to present the Youth Sports Award.
Before I present this award for youth sports, I have a lot of volunteers that volunteer in youth sports, and they put a lot of time and effort before the games even start, practices, outside of practices. And if you get a round of applause, and if you can stand, if you do work in the Bradenton or Lakewood Ranch or Parish Youth Sports, stand up and give a round of applause. They put a lot of time and effort. My football teams are here, so please stand up and give them a round of applause, please. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you. This year, Youth Sports of Bradenton Branch Volunteer of the Year Award goes to a person who I believe is truly here for youth development, as most of my coaches at Bradenton Branch are. This person has coached soccer, basketball. He offers his time at the basketball clinics we offer during the season. And then one day he was like, Coach, you know, I really think I can make your gym look really nice. Really, really nice. And he offered to paint the gym. And I asked him how much it was going to cost. And he said, don't worry about it. He went out, he spent his own time, he found donations from a local company. His company donated the manpower to paint the gym, and at this time, the gym at Bradenton Branch is a brand new painted gym. It looks awesome, it's a masterpiece. If you get a chance, come on by the Bradenton Branch, check it out. This award goes to Ryan Maples. you were faster walking.
Thanks, buddy. And we're going to call Jen Hoy back up one more time for the Youth Award.
The Youth Volunteer of the Year Award is one of my favorite awards because nothing makes me happier than seeing kids volunteering and giving of their time in our branches. It builds character, it teaches them about giving back to the community, and we have a lot of kids that volunteer and give of their time, of special events, in departments, and it just makes me really proud. And this next young lady is another one who I've been fortunate to watch grow up at the Y. Her family is very much a Y family, and I'm sure if you've been to the Braden branch, you know the McMahons. Alexandra McMahon has started volunteering several years ago. She volunteers in the aquatics department. She volunteers in the dance department. She helps with the Tumble Tots classes and the Tumble Kids. She never questions, when I ask her if she wants to do something, or if anybody in any department asks her if she wants to do something, she is always the first one to step up and help. So Youth Volunteer of the Year for the Braden branch is Miss Alexandra McMahon. She moved.
Okay, very, very nice job, Bradenton Branch. That's great to see, and just a phenomenal group of volunteers. Hey, our next department will be our Youth Development Department. Is Rhiannon's here, and Scott. Now, I promised Rhiannon I'd mention this. The little pumpkins that you have on your tables were made by the kids in our DASH program. You know, DASH we're going into our third year, it will be, right? Second, yeah, okay. Time flies. Going into our second year of DASH, but we currently have 730 children enrolled in it, and they're really kind of cool. They're the things that they're grateful for, and really kind of some neat stuff. We were looking at ours on the table there, and I think one of their things that they were most grateful for were electronics. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get on with the show, and the next person is going to be Rhiannon Blaney, and she'll be introducing the Volunteer of the Year Award for Y-Dash.
Thank you. The recipient of the Y-Dash Volunteer Year Award has been working with children in the YMCA program for the past 3 years. She started out as a program participant in our before and after school program, and at the age of 13, she is now a volunteer, and she's been volunteering for 3 years. The children adore her, the staff and the site director love her, and the YMCA is so very lucky to have her. So I'd like to congratulate Madison Bottomley as the Y-Dash Volunteer of the Year.
I have the honor of presenting the Y Reads Volunteer of the Year Award. Actually, it was new for me because I've never supervised the Y Reads program before and really didn't know that much about it. And I can tell you, you've got to be a special kind of person to run the Y Reads program. So real quick, I want to recognize Stephanie Thompson, who's in the back. Stephanie, stand up real quick. There she is. There she is. Stephanie actually retired on us, and pursued a new career in fitness. So I had to kind of fill in and do some of the reporting that's involved with Y Reads, and it's really intense. And I'm glad I don't have to supervise that position anymore, I can tell you that. But the other person I want to introduce too is our new Y Reads director, which is Dr. Moira Hendricks over here. If you give Moira a round of applause. Going towards the award, this young lady, she happens to be a third-year student at LECOM Dental School. And if you know anything about LECOM, the students there, they don't have much time for anything other than their schoolwork. She's been with the Y now for a year, and as busy as she is, she would work her schedule, around her schedule, in order to help the kids at Bayshore Elementary School learn how to read and write. With the end of the school year approaching and being short on volunteer help, she went out and recruited a friend just to help finish up the school year. We are so appreciative of her hard work and dedication. This award goes to Thuy Nguyen.
Okay, moving along, our next group of recipients will come from the Lakewood Ranch branch, and introducing the department heads will be Sean Simmons.
Good evening. Our first award is going to be the Aquatics Department Award, and Hillary Kuppenhaver is here to announce that.
The Aquatics Volunteer of the Year moved here a little over a year ago. He has two beautiful twin girls, and they are on our year-round swim team. And we inherited an old swim team record board and found out that he's a pretty handy guy. So he got his own tools and supplies, and on the pool deck one day, he restored the old record board for us, and now we can display all of our kids' events, the fastest times that we've ever had on our team. And since then, we've corralled him into becoming our volunteer chairperson. He sits in on our monthly planning meetings and helps the coaches and myself to organize events like our annual awards banquet. And he also has most recently become a tackle football coach as well, a volunteer in that capacity. So my volunteer of the year is Mr. Jeff Green.
Did he get injured? Volunteer.
And that's not because of tackle football.
Way to go, Jeff.
Next, with the Child Care Award, we have Scott Macy, our youth sports director.
Our Child Care Award goes to somebody who worked in our summer camp this summer. There were two things I could probably count on that were going to happen every day during summer camp when this person was there. First thing is the first time he saw me every morning, he was going to ask me how I was. Most of the time it was before I'd even got to my office, and I would say, I don't know yet. But he always asked me how I was doing every morning. The other thing I could count on is every time he saw me throughout the day, he would say, Scott, is there anything I can do for you? He did that all summer long, did anything anybody asked, did a great job, was very liked by the kids. Our Child Care Volunteer of the Year is Brad Tybor.
With our Fitness Volunteer of the Year award is Carrie Wicks.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. You guys all clean up pretty good. Most of you I see in the fitness center, in the fitness center with your sweaty clothes on, and you're all looking pretty good tonight. I like it. I like it. Get my cheat sheet here. This person he came to us about a year ago, wanting to share his passion and his knowledge for Tai Chi. He started last year in January teaching this class twice a week out of the goodness of his heart. Took time out of his schedule, obviously, dedicated his time. And we ran for about 6 months, and the class was a hit, and he was a big hit as well. Thank you so much, Cyril Jeffcoat, for taking time out of your day, and thank you from all of our Y members for sharing your experiences and your knowledge with us. Come up here.
Carrie will also be presenting our Membership Volunteer of the Year Award.
Hello again. All right, membership. This person, along with his wife, I can't leave Marge out. She was always right by his side. Ron Evans has done a lot for us over the years, not just this year, but many, many, many years prior to this. Ron has handed out hot dogs, he's taken tickets, he's made popcorn, he's even counted participants at the Fall Festival. What a job that must have been. I hope there were a lot. He is always willing to help out, no matter what it is. He always has a smile on his face. Once again, thank you, Ron, for doing all that you do. Come on up here.
Next is our Teens and Family Award, and Scott Macy will present that too.
Our Family Award worked with our Adventure Guides program. And for those of you that don't know, it is a camping program for families. They camp 1 weekend a month during the school year, and he did everything from find where they're going to camp to getting volunteers, recruiting families, planning the activities. Did everything for it, and we couldn't have done it without him. He also wanted me to make sure that I pointed this out. He has been participating in the Adventure Guides program since 1983 when he was a boy. So, Chris Grooms.
Once again, it's Scott Macy to present our Youth Sports Award.
Okay, with this person, our youth sports volunteer, when we asked them to be our equipment manager for tackle football, I'm not sure that they knew the task they were taking on. But they did, and I'm so thankful that they did. We had 100 kids play tackle football at Lakewood Ranch this year, and this man was the one that was responsible for getting the right shoulder pads on them, giving them the helmets, switching out the game pants when the pants they took home didn't fit. All of that. We couldn't have done it without him. Skip Turner.
And our final award is going to come, this is going to be the Youth Volunteer of the Year, and it's also going to come from Scott Macy.
Hello. Our Youth Volunteer of the Year has gotten this award before, and deservedly so. He has been volunteering for me with sports, with camp, with anything. With sports in particular, probably about the time he stopped playing them. When seasons end, it's very common for me to get lots and lots. I get a lot of positive feedback, but I probably get more positive feedback about this guy as a coach than anybody else. And he still coaches, and we're so thankful that he does, and it's Nathan Lancaster.
Thanks, Sean, and a great group of staff over there at Lakewood Ranch with a phenomenal support cast of volunteers. Great job. Our brethren to the north is next on the agenda, our Parish Family YMCA, and giving out the awards or introducing the department heads will be our branch manager, executive director, Stacy McKee.
Hello. I've just completed my first full year in Parish, and I have to say that community has opened their arms, the staff has opened their arms to me and really brought me in and made me one of their own, and I feel very fortunate to be part of the Parish YMCA. Without further ado, let me start off with Miss Betsy Ferentz. She's going to introduce the Child Care Volunteer of the Year.
My award for Volunteer of the Year is a person that's been with the Y for a couple years now. Before she was just a member, and then she started working at the front desk. And I had my eye on her because she was always wanting to volunteer and help out, especially in the kids zone. So eventually I got her to come over and work in the kids zone, and she has come in on her own time and painted inside. She helps when we have our little parties after hours, and she is just amazing with the kids, and I couldn't do half of the things I do without her. And my award goes to Ashley Jeffers.
Okay, next up for the Fitness Volunteer of the Year, we have Amy Skillman.
I said this last time I had to do it, and it still holds true. I would feel much more comfortable if all you guys would stand up and start doing jumping jacks. Then I would be a lot more comfortable up here. This lady walked into our branch at the beginning of the year, this amazing lady with a bunch of spunk and a bunch of class, and she had a great idea about bringing country line dancing to the Parish branch, right? We're a bunch of country bumpkins out there. What a great idea. Ever since then, she has won over many of our members with her two-step and her Cotton Eye Joe. That's why this year's Parish Branch Fitness Volunteer of the Year is Miss Toby Kelly.
Okay, next up, introducing our Membership Volunteer of the Year is our brand new Membership Director in Parish, Jamie Resnick.
Okay. Not only is this fabulous lady the publisher and editor of the Parish Village News. She is the biggest advocate for the Parish Y with the multiple publications she does for us. So if you all want to come to Parish and be famous, come see Cookie Jordan, our membership award winner. Come on up, Cookie.
Okay, now I have the big treat for everybody. I don't know if you guys can take it, but the next 3 awards are going to be introduced by Parish's very own Colby Hall.
All right, the first award is Teens and Family. Family. The word family I associate with happiness. And for this person, when you're around her, whether you're 6 or you're 60, she makes you feel happy. And that takes a very special person to do that. And that is why Nancy Hahn is my Teens and Family Volunteer of the Year. All right, I'm back again. Youth sports. For most, tackle football starts in mid-July. For this person, it starts as soon as the last season ended. Planning for next year usually before I'm even ready to say the words football. She's a leader. She has been with me since the beginning, since I've came to Parish, and that is why Teresa Bowie is my Youth Sports Volunteer of the Year. Thank you.
Check your iPhone.
Thank you. All right. I've said all right the last 3 times. Sorry.
It's on your iPhone.
It is. It's the first word in each of my little things. My next award is my Youth Volunteer of the Year. And she volunteered for me for summer camp. And if any of you guys know anything about summer camp, it's a big thing. It's a lot of kids, a lot of screaming, running around. But for this person, she came in there and she wanted to get going. She actually came up to me and offered to take the kids after lunch, take a group of kids and teach them dance routines. And that was very popular with the girls and some of the boys. So that is why Topanga Kelly is my Youth Volunteer of the Year award. And Topanga is not here, so I will take it and I'll make sure she gets it. Thank you.
Stacy, great job. Colby, what command? That was pretty doggone good, Cole. Thank you so much. Can I have the branch directors back up? Oh, Sean, Scott, Stacer, we need you back here. Guys, right now what we're going to do is hand out the awards. It's the George Williams Award. And really, as you can see in the program, these are the things, the 3 components of YMCA champions. These are kind of your MVPs of volunteers. And I did want to mention, hopefully we have a number of the people in the audience that received them last year. And if you are here These were the recipients in 2013. Just stand real briefly, please, and hold your applause until everybody's up. Olivia Howie, Brian Ratzel, Al Davis, and Brian Baker. Please stand. Thank you all. Really outstanding people, and leading off for the Bradenton branch once again will be Scott Morin.
Thank you, Jim. As it's been described, a volunteer is someone who is given of their time or their treasure. This person has done both. This person has been a member of the Bradenton Branch YMCA since 1992, over 22 years. I've had the privilege of getting to know her quite well over this past year. She's been extremely supportive of the Y and the challenges we face. She's been there for me as my personal sounding board and has provided me with advice when needed. She has supported us through our facility improvements and through our annual scholarship campaign. Earlier this year, the Y was in desperate need of her support, and her answer without hesitation was yes. You couldn't ask for a better person and volunteer, and it gives me great pleasure to present this award to Caroline Biddleman. Carolyn, unfortunately, could not be here today. She actually called me at about 2 o'clock today, and she's feeling under the weather, and I almost told her right then she was going to get it, to hopefully get her to come, but I could just tell she wasn't feeling well. So I will personally make sure she gets that award, but she truly deserves it. Thank you.
And handing out to the recipient of Lakewood Ranch will be Sean Simmons.
Thank you. The recipient of the Lakewood Ranch Wise George Williams Award is a member, a volunteer, a donor, and an advocate. He's also a man of strong faith who puts his relationship with God first. At our last branch meeting, I actually was making notes as he was speaking. He shared with us how he was recently reflecting over a passage he'd read in the Bible. He was wondering if he was a good servant to God. I don't know if this sounds familiar, but he kind of shared that with us tonight. So it really shows that he was truly reflecting over this for the last month. I thought about what he said, and I decided that not only is he a good servant of God, that only a good servant of God would wonder whether or not he was doing good enough. Kyle is a good servant, a good friend to all, and a great Y volunteer. I'd like to congratulate Kyle Henson on being the winner of the George Williams Award for the Lakewood Ranch branch.
And Stacy McKee for the Parish Branch.
Our parish peeps have some really great ideas. One day, a member stopped me and she says, I have a great idea. I think the Y should do a golf tournament in parish, and they should do it at River Wilderness. Then she said the magic words, I can help. So not only did she help is not the word for what she did. I could barely keep up with her. So due to that great idea and that help, we raised almost $15,000 for our annual scholarship campaign, and she is already working on next year's. So that is just one example out of many of why the George Williams Award goes to Christy Milan.
Okay, my notes. And for the South Branch, Pastor Jerry Parrish.
I brought a friend up with me. We started Pride Park, I don't know how many years ago, it's been a while, but Robert Purifoy was there the first day, and he was a kid, just playing football, and I dragged him off his bike or something and said, hey, you're playing football. And he's in college now. And he's also a coach in Pride Park. So he's giving back. And yeah. So I asked him to come up here because we got quite a few kids that work for the Y that are from Pride Park. We have some kids that work in the Bradenton branch, and they're in college. And we have so much success stories from Pride Park, but all you guys hear is the bad stuff. So I wanted to show y'all what's really going on in Pride Park. And this award goes the day we started our football program in Pride Park. This guy, he said, yeah, I'll help. He's got a lot of friends too. And I'm like, whatever, come on, man, I need some help over here, man. Well, not only has he moved away, and then he came back. And he came back just to help with football. And it blew my mind. And so this award in Pride Park, and there's a lot of volunteers, and I want to thank you guys for all that you've done in Pride Park and the kids there, because 90% of the kids, we've got actually Bradenton Christian coming over and combined with us, thanks to Frank and his genius, and Greg and his genius. They just brought a team together from Bradenton Christian, so we've got a lot of healthy families over there. And thank you for coming over too, because it's made a difference in those kids. But this award goes to Greg Buffkin for his time, effort. Come on up here, Greg. You're going to get my picture. You're welcome, buddy. Cheese.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Jerry. Okay, the last award of the evening will be presented by our President and CEO, Sean Allison. Sean Allison, I apologize. I just, wanted to take a few moments. The John R. Mott Award is really, we talked about the George William being the MVP of the branches. This is really the MVP of the association, and there's been so much work and so much effort put in by this individual, and I know Sean will certainly reflect on that. But I did want to take a few minutes or a few seconds and just tell you how proud I am, and I know our staff are, to work with a great CEO like Sean. Give him a nice round of applause. Through he and his leadership and his board leadership, we've had some stormy waters out there, and he's done a phenomenal job of holding us all together and more importantly, keeping us true to our mission. So I couldn't let the night get by without stating that, and my, just admiration for his leadership, friendship, and his faith. So at this time to, hand out the John R. Mott Award, once again, Sean Allison. Got it right.
It's neat to see this over the past 7 years. There's not a company in town that wouldn't be proud to have any of these young professionals that you saw tonight giving out these awards. These young Y staff professionals standing up here doing public speaking like that and giving those awards away. Give them a round of applause. That was very impressive, the way we have such quality people working at the Y, and it shows in the amount of members and the growth that we have. And so I really do appreciate each and every one of you and the job that you do. Okay, well, it's my task to give out the award of the evening, and we've done this 7 times before, and we have former award winners here, and I'd like them to join me on stage, if they would, please. Ben, John Connor, Mr. Zoller, and anybody else? Leslie, yeah. So if you guys would come up, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. A couple of you can come over on this side of me. That'd be great. Okay. You know, every year when we go to make a selection for this award, even though in the program it says it was a very difficult job to choose this, I got more than one call from people saying, that guy's getting it right. And in fact, I got a text even last night just making sure. I don't know who sent me the text. Maybe Leslie here to my right may have sent me that text, ensuring that this person would receive it. There's not a lot that we could do without this year, without the leadership of this individual. He's been a constant reminder of who we are and what we are to be and what we do in the community and how valuable it is. And he's raised up a standard for all of us in leadership that was truly remarkable. And in fact, I really didn't know he had it in him. The things that he did when he took on the task of being the chairman of the board, I knew he had the right stuff. And boy, I've gone to bed several nights in the past months thanking God for this individual and his leadership and what it's meant to the Y. And just what a great example that he has been to me personally, professionally, and as a leader. So let's bring him up and give him a warm round of applause, Mr. Joey Brannon. Here it is. You have to say, you're the only person of the night that has to at least say something into the microphone. That's what it says.
Well, thank you. It's, I don't want to say I feel unworthy, but what we do as board members is really kind of easy compared to what most of the people who walked up here today and accepted awards do. We go to a lot of meetings. But we get to have a lot of fun, too. And the fun comes from being able to represent the Y. You guys, especially the ones who received awards tonight, but everybody, from the folks who were handing out the awards, you make the role that I have very, very easy. The pride that I have in representing you as your chairperson is immeasurable. So I just want to thank you for the job that you do day in, day out, whether there's a storm, whether there's a controversy, whether there's great news heralded in the paper about what we do. Day in, day out, you guys just do what you do. And that's what makes my job easy. It's what makes this award kind of unbelievable, because I just get to wake up every day as a board member of the Y and have a lot of pride in the organization, and you guys make that happen. So I have a lot of pride in this group just because of the people who are involved and what they do on a day-to-day basis. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Jackie, are we concluded? No, you all do a picture first. We'll all do a picture. All right, let's do a picture. We'll do the picture in a minute. We're going to have Jerry come up now and do the benediction. Thanks a lot for being here and being with us. And we'll see you next year at this same event, hopefully. Come on, Jerry.
I thank you guys for being here, and you're the reason why we're successful. We really, really are. And the gym and swim part is a wonderful, wonderful part. because it's healthy. I deal with all unhealthy families. I deal with families that are struggling, hurting. We feed, clothe, we do a lot of stuff at the Y. But it's the healthy families that are surrounding those families that I deal with that's so amazing. So I want to thank you guys for serving and doing what you do. Let's pray. Father, I love you, and I thank you for what your son did on Calvary. We're going to recognize him tonight because without him we couldn't do anything. We wouldn't have any strength. We wouldn't have anything, God, any peace, Father. And these wonderful people here, God, we ask you to bless them spiritually, physically, financially. Give them a love and a passion and an understanding of what the Y is about, Father. And we thank you for their service. We ask you to take care of their families. We just ask you to protect them, God, and everybody that's a part of the Y. And we thank you so much for Sean and his wife and his family, God. And just protect our families and use us for your purpose. I thank you for the board and their tireless efforts of just serving, God. And I just thank you for the servants in this room. We thank you for the hearts of these people. And God, help us grow and reach more people and care for more people for your purpose. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, everyone.